healthcare, hospitals, pharma space and how to approach it. Vishal Manchanda, the Pharma Analyst at Systematix Group, is with us to track what he's expecting this time. Vishal, as you heard Ekta say, it's a domestic market that has been growing quite well. In fact, it's expected to grow at 10 to 13%. Who are the largest players here, and where do you see the biggest beneficiaries come from?
So I think domestic, if we look at this quarter, so for the first time we'll be comparing the last year quarter on a non-COVID base. So the 3Q of FY22 was a non-COVID period. So we are seeing growth normalizing for the domestic business. Sun Pharma and Cipla would be the one that should do well on the domestic front relatively compared to others. Then I think most companies should either grow high single digit to low double digit, but Cipla and Sun Pharma is where we have higher expectations around growth.
Cipla and Sun Pharma is where you have higher expectations. All right. Wanted to talk a little bit about the US business then, because price erosion is something that is likely to continue. I think the growth will just be in single digits, right? Mid, if not high single digits. So where do you see the pressure pockets emerge in terms of individual companies? Where is the highest exposure to the US and where you would be perhaps a bit cautious this time?
So I think US probably will be relatively better than what we have seen US doing for companies in the past. So among the companies in our coverage, we have seen Sun Pharma continue to do well on a quarter-over-quarter basis. Although in Sun Pharma, we'll see some impact of Halo import alert. So it could be in form of reduced sales and also probably in form of some inventory write-offs. But the inventory write-offs would be a one-off affair, and then things should start to pick up from there. Otherwise, I think most companies have one or other element contributing to a good US growth. Like if we look at Lupin, they have Suprep helping them this quarter, and they would also be aided by a few acquisitions they made, branded product acquisitions they made in the US. Cipla would be aided by strong albuterol sales coming into US this quarter. Plus, they also have support from Revlimid. Reddy's, on a quarter-over-quarter basis, we are not sure whether Revlimid would continue to have the same momentum. Probably it might decline, but we'll have to see the numbers before. So on Reddy's, it's primarily Revlimid that's going to shape the numbers, but they have some other drugs doing well for them. Relatively, I think US should be a better quarter, aided by flu season, Revlimid, and also specific drugs for each companies. So I think US is a better quarter. This would shape up better.
Oh, absolutely. The flu season has been intense this time, even in India, right? With those 10,000 flus all over the place. But I wanted to talk a little bit about Divi's. Last quarter, Divi's margins hit a multi-quarter low. Is there scope for recovery this time? And is that a stock that you like from a long-term standpoint?
So I think Divi's, for the first time this quarter, we might not see their COVID supplies coming into the numbers. So from a revenue perspective, I think we'll see a further dip. Margins might I think stay flat because we have not seen too much of a recovery in raw material prices. Again, we also have to be aware the company might have inventory into their stores and warehouses, the old inventory at higher prices. So whatever reduction we have seen in the recent past in the raw material prices might reflect in Q4 or Q1 FY24. So I think until then margins might remain where they are. So my sense is Divi's should remain under pressure this quarter. Probably the pressure can aggravate a bit compared to what it was in the previous quarter.
Okay, so Divi's could remain under pressure. Got that. Finally, on the the healthcare side, right? Diagnostics companies, hospital companies. There's a lot of corporate action happening there. As Ekta was telling us, Apollo Hospitals has its fundraising plans for the digital arm. There's the Fortis Open offer. There's Medanta. It'll be the first quarter since listing. What's your pick of the pack here?
So we don't cover hospitals as yet. So we just have the pharma names under coverage right now.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Thanks a lot for joining in and giving us an update on the sector and what to expect this time.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for that. Well, let's move on then. Abhishek Somani, the MD and CEO at Somani Ceramics,